lives in Florida. He breeds alligators. He tans their hides and he makes bras out of them. Anyway, he sent me this letter the other day. It kind of summing up his life. And I didn't hear from him for years and years. He said, dear cousin Sean. Oh dear, the only one that uses the capital over there.
It's your cousin's brother.
Anyway, dear cousin Sean, as a teenager, I always wanted a dog. And called my first one Six. Because my father and mother were always whispering the word. Every new pup since, I called Six also. I laughed. It's very laugh. Oddly enough, this has caused me great embarrassment down the years. One year when I went to the post office to renew the dog's license, I told the clerk that I would like a license for Six. He said, I'd love to have one too. Then I said, but she's a dog. He said that he didn't care what she looked like. I said, you don't understand. I've had sex since I was 9 years old. He replied, you must have been quite a strong boy. Just imagine me going into the post office in Portlaw and asking Kathleen Bowers for a license for sex. Anyway, what'd you say? When I decided to get married, I told the priest that I would like to have sex at the wedding. He told me to wait until after the wedding was over. I said, but sex has played a big part in my life. He said he didn't want to hear about my personal life and wouldn't marry us in the church. I told him everyone would enjoy having sex at the wedding. The next day we were married at the registry office. My family was barred from the church ever since. When my wife and I went on our honeymoon, I took the dog with me. This was his second dog now. When we checked into a motel, I told the clerk that I wanted a room for me and my wife and a special room for sex. He said that every room in this motel is a place for sex. I said, you don't understand. Sex keeps me awake at night. The clerk said, me too. One day I entered sixth in a contest, but before the competition began, the dog ran away. Another contestant asked me why I was just looking around. I told him I was going to have sex in the contest. I won't tell you what his reply was. You don't understand, I said. I hope to have sex on TV. He said, you're a bit of a show-off. When my wife and I separated, we went to court to fight for custody of our latest dog. I said, Your Honour, I had sex before I was married, but sex left me after I was married. The judge said, me too. Last month, sex ran off again. I spent hours looking for her. A cop came over and asked me what an old man of my age was doing in the alley at 4 o'clock in the morning. I told him, I'm looking for sex. My case came up the following week. Well, now that I've been thrown in jail, been divorced and had more troubles with that dog than I ever foresaw. Just the other day, he's a bit too young, is he? And just the other day, I went for my first session with the psychiatrist. She asked me, what seems to be the trouble, Paddy? I replied, sex has been my best friend all my life, but now it has left me forever. I can't live any longer, I'm so lonely. And the doctor said, look mister, you should understand that sex isn't a man's best friend, so get yourself a dog.